If you are constantly worrying about whether or not your child will have enough money for college, you can take advantage of a 529 savings plan to save money for them and reduce taxes for you. Hey, I'm Seth from Everything Money. I'm glad you joined me. Brokerages like Fidelity and Charles Schwab offer 529 plans. They're easy to sign up for and they're extremely beneficial for your child's savings. You or your child could sign up for an account and start contributing. Grandparents can contribute as well. With a 529 plan, sometimes sponsored by your individual state, you cannot invest in individual stocks, bonds, or ETFs, as the brokerage usually only offers a couple different mutual funds. There are no fees to open or maintain the account, but there is a portfolio fee with some of these that's upwards of almost 1%, which totally sucks. Here are some of the tax advantages. In Ohio, for example, if you're a taxpayer, you can deduct up to $4,000 per child per year. You can invest way more than $4,000, but you can only write off that $4,000. So in essence, you're not paying taxes on $4,000 of income if you put it in your child's 529 plan. There's no age or income restrictions like an IRA, and the parent or guardian owns the account with the child being the beneficiary. And if one child ends up not using the funds, they can be transferred to another eligible individual. But again, all this has to be used to pay for education. And unfortunately, this savings will be taken into consideration when you apply for financial aid, which could potentially limit your child from getting that aid. And if grandparents or other family members contribute, they'll factor that in as well. In terms of taxes for you, there is an annual gifting limit of $16,000 per individual and $32,000 if you're married. The money in this account belongs to the child or teen, and you'd be amazed what this ownership can do to boost their understanding of money, the value of money, and the concept of long-term savings. The income from activities like babysitting or mowing yards or working at a restaurant can be transferred into this account and used for school in the future. And remember, this is totally different from a custodial account. It's different from a Roth IRA for kids and different from any form of trust you might have. We have other videos about those topics as well if you want to keep learning. But of course, this 529 plan can run in tandem with a custodial account or a Roth IRA for kids. Personally, I have a custodial account and a 529 plan for both of my two sons. Although I love the custodial account more because I get to control the investments. My kids will certainly have a job when the time comes, so they'll have a Roth IRA for kids as well. I actually don't really like my 529 plan. I started contributing to these plans when my kids were very young, 1 or 2 years of age. I was a new investor and it sounded like a great deal. Save for my kids and write off taxes. But now that I know a lot more about investing, I don't like this at all. This can only be used to pay for education, and their savings are automatically put in a series of mutual funds which have crappy fees and bad returns. If you look here at my son Gio's returns over the past 6 years, they're terrible. His 5-year return was under 6%. While the market did 71%. What? So frankly, I don't know what these mutual fund managers are doing with my son's money, but they're totally sucking and taking fees from me. Basically, this account helps parents, guardians, and grandparents shield some of their money from the IRS while saving for college. And if your kid gets a full ride or decides not to go to college, there'll be a penalty tax on the earnings when they try to withdraw the money.
Oh, really? Now that's too much.
I'm actually just considering taking the money out of my son's 529 plans and putting it into their custodial plans where I have full ownership and I can make the decisions about investing, including buying individual stocks and selling options on these stocks. And in the end, they can both use their custodial account money to do so many more things. They can pay for college, they can buy a car, they can buy their first house, and get way better returns from the market without paying mutual fund fees.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
So again, I don't like 529s and I wish I would have seen this video 10 years ago. This channel represents my journey as a normal person through this investing career, and I'm lucky enough to have two guys like Paul and Mo help me. I've done a great job educating my kids on how important saving money is, especially for college and retirement. And I'm very proud of that. Both of my kids were interested in the concept of saving money at a very young age. Once I instilled this concept, they got to see what compounding interest and time can do. And you should see the face of a little 8-year-old when he gets like 50 random dollars for no reason on a Thursday afternoon because the market went up. My 12-year-old son Gio's been an avid fan of the stock market. He watches it, he'll get off the bus and tell me about stock prices. And he knows the drastic difference between saving money and just blowing it on things. Last Christmas, he actually opened up a card, got a $100 bill, and looked at me and said, Dad, I want a share of Alibaba stock. My kids love the concept of seeing their money go up with the markets for no reason at all. And he definitely boasts to his friends about how much money he's saved up. He actually has more saved up than most 30-year-olds. So if you want to take advantage of these tax opportunities, you can open a 529 plan and your kid will be better off for college. But if you want to keep learning about what I think is a better option, check out this video on custodial accounts by clicking this link right here.